Hi. Babe, that's the email.
Okay, that's fine. Tag. Done.
Hello, world. John and Nicole back.
Oh, I tagged you in a video.
Yeah, I know. Hi, Chelsea. We're gonna wait for a few more people to come on.
My brother.
Yep. It's Ivy's uncle, Josh.
Ashley. The puppy's sitting over here too. You just can't see him. He's sleeping.
Yep, that's Boris. Hi, Ashley. There's no H. There's just Jon because it's short for Jonathan.
You don't need to correct people all the time, though.
It's okay. Let the world know Jon is the proper way of doing Jonathan. John for Jonathan. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, Violet says hi.
Hi, Violet. How are you doing? So, we got a few people and people can catch up on things. So I had a full genetic sequencing done and also a full CFTR lab done.
Which is...
See if I have any variants or mutations with my CFTR. And
Which is what can cause cystic fibrosis.
right, so typical cystic fibrosis is caused by a mutation in your CFTR gene. Like Nicole has a F508 delta, or a double delta F508, which both sides of her chromosome are carrying that mutation in. So it means any misarrangement of proteins and things like that in there. Specifically, for her, the phenylalanine, or if somebody wants to correct me on how to say it or whatever, in the 508th position of their CFTR. So, I found out I have a variant. One of them's a normal variant, the 7T, and then I also have a 5T with a 12TG. So there's typically they'll look at the 5T variant and see if you have an 11TG, a 12TG, or a 13TG. 11TG, nothing will come out of it when it's combined with a major mutation on the CFTR gene. The 12TG has there's a 6% chance. That's why I had the email open, babes, because I don't remember everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so since I have the 5T with the 12TG, this means there's a 50% chance that baby Ivy has my 5T. But there's also a 50% chance that she gets my 7T.
Which we already know she's going to have one of my Delta F508s because I have 2 copies.
All right. So some people with this genotype combination have cystic fibrosis and others do not. Those with CF often have milder forms, which 84% are pancreatic sufficient. Sufficient, not insufficient, but sufficient. If the baby has this genotype, the possible outcomes include normal with no symptoms, CFTR-related disorder, or cystic fibrosis, which is likely to be mild or later onset. So later onset typically means in their 50s.
Not necessarily.
But 6%, this is where I was getting with this percent, 6% of people with these will show symptoms before they are 8 years old. So very low likelihood of early onset. If we were going to be having a boy, they would be most likely infertile. But,
Which I hate that term. They're not
Right.
technically infertile. Males with CF lack the vas deferens. It's either they don't have it at all or it's blocked, preventing sperm from getting out. So they're not technically infertile. It just, you have to go through the proper
methods
procedures to be able to have kids.
Right. But we're having a girl.
We're having
so we don't have to
girls.
worry about that aspect.
At least not this time.
Right. But so if I pass on my 7T, Ivy will just be a carrier of her F508. If I pass on my 5T, then there's a possibility of her having CF, which typically is mild, which by mild CF, it's defined as having sinusitis, pancreatitis, or bronchiectasis.
Bronchiectasis.
What she said. And
Yes, like your mom just said. We're hoping by making this live video that we'll be able to find somebody else that has the same genetic combination that Ivy will have. So maybe we can learn a little bit more from somebody with it.
right. Because at this point we don't know.
We don't know exactly how she's going to be affected. And we opted not to do an amniocentesis.
Because it's not guaranteed the 5T will make her have CF.
Yeah. And we're not really sure, we're not sure about any of it at this point. I mean, she's going to get one of my genes and she's going to get one of his, which then makes a 50-50 chance that she's going to test positive for CF or not. And then it's just kind of a waiting game to see if she's actually going to have a very, very mild case of CF or if she's going to have full-blown cystic fibrosis like I do.
Which is very rare, though.
It is rare, but
There's still a likelihood.
there's still a chance. And
Just like,
we're not lucky people.
yep. So a full genetic sequence, the only thing that popped was the 5T variant in my CFTR gene, which is the one thing we didn't want.
We would have been perfectly fine with any other kind of genetic...
Well, not any other.
Well,
But anything not to do with the CFTR, pretty much, or anything that was, like, gonna kill her. But the whole reason we did the test was to see if I carried anything that could cause our baby to have cystic fibrosis, and I have something that possibly could.
Yes. And we had a long conversation, and this is like a hard topic, and I know I'm going to get judged for it. But we had a long conversation, and I'm only saying this because we're just open and honest people about things. We had a long conversation about what we wanted to do. Now, we had planned on getting his testing done long before we were going to get pregnant, but obviously that didn't happen. Things didn't work out that way. But we got his testing done, and we decided that if he came back with anything, we were going to do an amnio and find out if she was going to test positive for CF or not. And if she did, we were going to terminate the pregnancy. By law in the state of Florida, it's not too late to do so. I have till 24 weeks to terminate a pregnancy.
Well, we would have to travel really far to get it. Because in this county, you can't do it.
But for both of us, emotionally, we're past that point of terminating a pregnancy.
Right.
So I didn't want to raise a child that had the same disease that I do. I didn't want my child growing up the same way that I did, and I didn't want to have to struggle with treatments and everything when I already struggle taking care of myself most of the time. But this is the hand we've been dealt at this point. So we're hoping that it's not going to be
An issue.
an issue.
But if it does happen, we're going to work through it. Work together and raise Ivy as best we can.
I mean, and if we keep her active too, that will help.
Right. Maybe she'll play sports. Or maybe she'll just be a book nerd like her. We don't know.
It's just all a guessing game right now.
Yeah. So yeah, like we said earlier, if anybody knows of anybody with this combination, a Delta F508 and a 5T with a 12TG, and has any experience with it, we'd like
people to message us.
Or if you have any questions about what we've learned so far. We have talked to genetic counselors. I've done a lot of research through medical journals and the CF Foundation. And so I learned a lot through this process. I tried explaining it to her, but she doesn't like science that much. And
it's not that I don't like science. I don't understand.
She doesn't understand it. It's definitely going way down into molecular biology and genetics. Yeah, it's part of the Human Genome Project. But if anybody likes that science stuff, I'll answer questions as best I can. But like I said, it's a very low likelihood that it happens, but maybe our luck will change with the outcome. And she doesn't have anything, and she'll get that 7T. If she gets the 7T, we don't have to worry at all.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do an amniocentesis just to find out if she has the 5T or 7T trait from me, because there are risks of amniocentesis, even though they are rare, such as infection, bleeding of the mother,
leaking of amniotic fluid,
and sometimes
miscarriage.
So we don't want to.
We don't want to put any unnecessary risk on me or Ivy when they'll do her screening at birth anyway.
Because even if she does get the 5T, we don't know if she's going to have CF or any symptoms at all. So, because there have been studies, but it's random, and it's very low likelihood. Like I said, 6% of people with this combination have shown symptoms, mild symptoms, and it's even less in females. So,
and she could still test positive for cystic fibrosis at birth because she'll have my gene and his gene. She could still test positive at birth, but then still not have any symptoms.
Right.
So we're not really sure if we'll be sent to like a pediatric CF specialist when she's born, or if it'll just, if we'll go see them when she starts developing symptoms.
Right. So, interesting fact, I did learn something. So, people with the 5T, 12G, or 12TG on both chromosomes instead of just one trait like me, they're doing a study right now to see if asthma is on the cystic fibrosis scale, because they started sending people who later in life developed asthma to see if they are carrying that, which they're coming to find out that a lot of people are on the cystic fibrosis scale who have asthma. I learned that. Like I said, there's a study actively going on about that right now. So other than that, besides that, information about the trait that I might pass on. Baby Ivy is still doing healthy. She is in the 61st percentile for weight.
Well, just for growth in general.
Yeah, growth.
So I don't know why my doctors keep complaining I need to gain weight because she's doing just fine.
Yeah, they keep telling her she needs to gain more weight.
She's fine.
Yeah, but who wants to see the baby bump? Anybody? Hearts if you want to see the baby bump. But yeah.
To get up for that.
Yeah, everything's no hearts. Wow.
Nobody wants to see it.
Oh, okay. Nobody
Sad times.
Yeah. But yeah, baby Ivy is healthy. Everything's growing. Oh, there's a thumbs up. There's a heart.
There's one heart.
Yep, one heart. If I get 2 more hearts, then she's got to.
Then I'll stand up and do the baby bump.
Oh,
damn it!
There it is. All right.
There's so many
move
now.
The table.
We gotta move the table so I can get up.
Careful. Ugh.
You're gonna drop it.
I'm not gonna drop it. I got it. All right. So here's the baby bump. We are 20 weeks today, halfway through. There's the baby bump. So many hearts. Lots of hearts. Holy cow. Yep, there's the baby bump.
Yep. She's growing in there.
Definitely
She's doing
growing.
Good. I'm sure everybody's surprised that I'm wearing a dress today.
I was surprised when I got home from work.
That I was wearing a dress
Yes.
today.
And she did her makeup. She's been in this I gotta look pretty for my husband thing. Which I'm okay
I
with.
gotta look pretty for me.
Oh, okay. I think she looks pretty all the time. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so if anybody knows, like any of my CF friends that are watching or any nurses, if you know anybody that has this genetic combination that Ivy will have, like, have them message us so we can get some more information on what possibly we could be looking forward to in the future with her.
Yeah. So if anybody has any questions about anything while we're on, you can just type it up. We're reading everything.
Yeah, we're reading everybody's comments.
Yeah, we're lovebirds. This one and me. I don't know how many people keep telling us where their relationship
goals.
Yeah, it's just been this like huge trend recently, which is why we're trying to do more
live videos for people.
Yeah.
Apparently, people like us.
And her followers, her friend requests and everything just keep going up and up and up. It's crazy. But
I've never been somebody's relationship goals before.
Yeah.
It's a new concept to me.
Yep. Sorry, the dog is trying to get attention.
Let me scoot
He
over.
smiles
Let me
and
scoot
shows
over.
his front teeth. All right,
Get
come on,
up
boys. Come here. Come here.
Come on.
Okay, never mind. He's
Never
not
mind.
gonna come. He's backing away now.
Fine.
Tell him to come up on the couch, and he's like, "No, I'm."
Now he wants to.
Okay, come on. Come here.
Get up here. Come on. Do it already.
Who wants to see the puppy now?
He's not going to come up.
Man, we're showing everybody our pop collection. Yes. It's because I'm in her life. That's why.
It's true. It's because he's here.
Yep, it's me.
It's definitely true. It's because he's here. He's made me the happiest I've ever been.
It's not hard. I just be myself. And then feed her. I learned a hungry wife is not a happy life. But a happy wife means happy life. Epic fail, Boris.
Good job, Boris.
He just tried jumping up here and
There we go. Come here. Oh, I just hit you in the face.
It's okay.
There we go. Now we got a puppy.
Yep, this is Boris.
Say hi.
He's a good boy. Lazy, but he's a good boy. Cross stitch.
It's a type of stitching. What? You look dumbfounded right now.
I don't know. Is there something around me that...
I don't know.
I don't know. All those sayings for pillow... Oh.
Oh.
No. I've also started practicing my dad jokes because hashtag dad life. But my most recent one is...
Oh, Lorelai says hi.
Hi, Lorelai. So my most recent dad joke that I learned was from Josh.
Yeah, my brother shared it.
So a termite walks into a bar, and he asks everybody, "Is the bartender here?" Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing to myself for that joke. Thanks, Josh.
Horrible.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. Thanks, Josh. But yeah.
I'm gonna buy him
See,
like a
people
dad.
are laughing.
I'm gonna buy him like a dad joke book
Yeah.
for Father's Day.
It's like one night we were eating cream corn for dinner, and then I told her a joke, and I said, "Man, that joke was really corny."
My brother's got more. He says you can hit him up for some dad jokes.
Oh, I have a lot. I have a lot of dad jokes, and I have a lot of Navy jokes.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't say some of those.
Yep, I'm not gonna say
Those
any
are
of my
bad.
Navy jokes.
Those are not good jokes. Those are really bad jokes. But now people are gonna be curious. This
Yep.
is some of them.
Just PM me, and I'll tell you all of my great Navy jokes. Yeah.
They're disturbing. They are.
But yeah. Anybody have any questions?
You're being so antisocial for us. Thanks.
He looks so tired. He's like,
He slept all day too. I don't know. I don't know where this laziness
he's falling
comes
asleep right now. Pistachio. All right.
from. Anywho,
Yeah. So, 20 weeks in, and 20 more to go. Halfway.
well, ish, 20-ish.
Yeah, CF early, maybe 36 weeks.
We're trying to figure out too if I want to plan to be induced. That way I can go to Charleston where my CF clinic is. Because I'm a little nervous about giving birth at a place that doesn't handle CF care.
For adults. Remember, they still have the children's clinic.
They have a children's clinic, yes. But that doesn't mean that they know contact precautions in the birthing unit.
Right. Well, if it's still COVID, great contact precautions.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because it's going to be you, me, and the midwife, and maybe a doctor. Because our doctor, haven't seen him in person.
Yeah, I haven't seen my actual OB my last, 2-3 visits?
Yeah. We've seen him twice in real life.
We talked to him on the phone. I go to the office to sit in the office and talk to him on the phone.
Yep. I'm not even in the office.
I have him on my phone and I talk to the doctor on the midwife's phone.
Yeah. That's great.
So I told them that I'm not going into the office anymore unless I have an ultrasound. Because I'm not going to put myself at risk to go into the office to sit there and talk to my doctor on the phone.
Yeah. But yeah, COVID-19, we're still healthy. Yes, the beaches are opening up. Our county's beaches are opening on Monday.
With rules, right?
Just social distance. Jacksonville beaches are opened up, and they're gonna make them full hours now instead of just limiting the hours you can go. Yes, Mom. We go there to. Well, she goes in there.
I go there to sit there and talk to the doctor on the phone.
The only thing they actually do is her ultrasound and lab work.
And they take my blood pressure, which they're like, if you're going to do appointments at home, you need a blood pressure kit at home. I'm like, well, then give me one.
Right.
Because I'm not going to pay for it.
Right.
You want me to have these things, you supply them.
Yep.
But I'm not going to continue to put myself at risk either if I'm not having anything done at these appointments.
Right.
That was such a waste of time. But back to the whole like CF thing. Like what I was saying about giving birth at the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure yet where we want to have the baby.
We don't have a birthing plan yet. We're gonna work on that, and maybe, probably not, we'll get to see the birthing centers and do tours and all that stuff.
Because that's something we're supposed to be doing too at this point, is like scheduling to go look at the labor and delivery floor and like meet staff that would be working with us. Well, we can't do any of that because of COVID-19.
Right.
And I'm not sure, like, every time I've been to a hospital that doesn't typically manage CF care, they don't follow contact precautions, which makes me very nervous, especially if now we're under, like, now there's the potential that Ivy is going to have it too. Like, I want her to be protected more than myself even.
Right.
I'm kind of wondering if it would be better to plan an induction and go up to Charleston to deliver. Because at least then I will have my CF team that can speak for me and on my behalf if people aren't listening or following rules the way they should be, and which would be hard for them to do if I was to deliver down here in Florida. They don't really have authority to contact anybody down here to be like, hey, you need to follow these rules.
They can give them recommendations, but whatever the hospital wants to follow is up to their, chief surgeon or whatever they call him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that just makes me nervous. And I'm already going to be under, like, stress and everything going through labor and delivery. Like, I don't need to be stressing out about whether every person that comes in my room I'm going to have to yell at for not putting a gown and gloves on.
That's my job. Definitely my job.
Just like that trip to the ER I took.
Yeah. So if anybody...
Oh, by the way, that is not a recent trip to the ER. That was back when we still lived in New York.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to scare anybody.
Haven't been to the ER at all. Anything else? No. All right. Well, if anybody has any questions, they can message us.
If you know anybody with IVs.
So the F508 and the 5T with the 12TG tract combination, please have them message us so we can reach out to them for questions. Love you too, sis.
Yeah, we just want to get as much information as we can and be as prepared as we can be, because I'm a planner. I don't like not knowing things.
I do all the research for him and try to explain to him. But yes, we can post the specifics in the comments.
Can definitely do that.
All right.
Well, thank you to everybody that came on to sit and chat with us for a little bit. Hear what's going on in our lives.
There's that smile. There's a bigger smile. And now she's blushing. And then me calling her out for blushing, she's going to blush more. All right, love you guys.
We love everybody.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.